Well, this is the washing machine I bought. I bought it for £35 because it was knackered. That was about, I don't know, 10 days ago. The problem with it is the main drum bearings were knackered, completely and utterly. And the guy who bought it had it replaced on a warranty, so he didn't want anything for it. So I bought it, brought it home, took it apart, and disaster first struck, because on the seam here it was glued or bonded or probably ultrasonically welded or something like that. So I had to cut the drum open on the joining flange before I could get the insides out to change the bearings, which left me a problem with putting it back together because I couldn't find a glue that would bond to the weird plastic, and there was no markings to say what plastic it was. So before I took it apart, I drilled some location holes. I don't know if you can see there's a locating screw, and then I put a fairly generous helping of polyurethane sealant. This stuff, Puriflex 40. I mean, it comes in tubes like silicone, but it sticks. Silicone doesn't stick, or not so well. Apparently this sticks, and it's used a lot in marine applications and places where you don't want water to leak. And I thought, excellent, it's a few quid more than silicone, but still completely affordable. And then, after gluing it together with that, I found out that one of the other models in the range have clips. The clips are a bit slightly too wide, so I had to grip them in the vise to squeeze them down. So I don't know if they're going to work. So there's about 20 of those around it. What else is worth saying? Oh yes, when I was hammering the bearings out, weird little cracks appeared in the plastic of the drum. I don't know if you can see that from my big light round. So what I did is just scrape them clean and put some more polyurethane sealant over them to keep the water inside in the washing area. So now is the moment of truth. I put I think what amounts to a moderate load in it. Some shirts, a week's worth of underwear, that sort of thing. I've already put the soap in, and I'm going to set it to the quick setting because I'm a bit of a chicken. I don't want to put it on a full hour. And I'm going to, after pushing go, I'll say this before I start, I've got a light, and I'm going to shine the camera in and leave it run just to catch the moment of failure should the drum burst apart and gallons of water go everywhere. So that's starting. It's also going to be a miracle that it works. Oh, look at that. It's going. Up. If I prop it up there, we can see the water come out if it bursts, which isn't going to be here for a while because you won't go to a spin cycle for a little while. And I'm not going to sit here and watch it. I'm going to get on with other things like cook me dinner and things like that. Well, there's the first fail. Can you see that? Now that's because, I don't know if you can see there, above the loom, I have put the clip on wrong, so I assembled that bit from the front, and it's leaking out of the tube. So what I'm going to do, if I don't electrocute myself on that with my nose, what I'm going to do is stick a towel under that, because it's only on for 15 minutes. And I'll sort that out afterwards. So this is the offending clip that let all the water out. So I've realigned that, pushed the hose on as far as it should go, aligned the lining marks, and this is how much I had to take apart again to get to the clip. But it allows me to show you the great big concrete block. This formidable concrete block is bolted to the front, and the only thing that holds the front on is the mastic and some clips, instead of the ultrasonically bonded weld all the way around it on the plastic. So how long it'll last, I really don't know, but I think it's worth a go. Oh yes, also I should have run the washing machine with nothing in it. I don't know if that's something you can see there, but I wear a lot of black t-shirts. You can't really see it on the camera, and everything is covered in the sawdust or plastic dust from cutting it in half. So I should have run an empty cycle through it before putting any clothes in to test it, because everything is now covered in plastic bloody swarf, and I'm going to either have to wash it again or dry it and brush it off. So that's a bit of an inconvenience. So round 2, testing the freshly mended washing machine. The offending clip that's behind the wiring loom there is now realigned. The clip put on, which is the only source of leakage. I'm going to video the whole thing again just in case the front falls off. Nobody likes a washing machine with the front falling off. I'll pop that into that. There we go. So it's actually about 4 towels in there now, which is a pretty heavy weight to spin. With that great big weight on the front, we'll see if it exceeds the bond strength of the polyurethane mastic. Again, it's the 15-minute cycle, because the current may be longer than that, and I'd rather it fail on a 15-minute cycle than carry on for hours struggling or broken. Well, that's not fair, because it's leaking again. So I've taken the whole thing apart again, chasing the leak, which was from this bottom drain tube that goes to the the sump pump. And because the whole thing is made of plastic, the clip was so tight that it distorted the plastic. And what was happening is, even though I got the clip somewhere near where it should be, it wasn't in exactly the same position. So where it had dinted in on the circular part, there was a gap which was causing the leak. So I've taken it apart, applied lots of bathroom sealant, and now I'm going to try it again. So the load is a couple of towels that I've used to mop up the last job, and stick it on the speed wash, which is 15 minutes. Off we go. I've just checked and it's got water in, it's now washing, and there's no leak at all, so I think I fixed it. I'll leave the video run just in case the front falls off, because it really is only held on with some clips and polyurethane sealant, and yeah, see where it goes. fell asleep there. And what do you know? Not a fucking drop. Absolutely perfect.